Even the greats have to do it sometimes to get a paycheck. Let's talk about Russell Crowe. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. I really appreciate you guys joining me. This is going to be a regular series, best, worst, and most underrated of an actor. And today we're going to be talking about Russell Crowe. Every time I do these videos, I like to do a little bit of research on the actor, and it's pretty cool because every time I do it, I get to learn something about them. I get to understand their background, where they came from, and it's interesting because in doing the one for Russell Crowe, now I knew he wasn't an American, but I didn't know he was born in New Zealand. I thought he was Australian, but then I found out he was born in New Zealand, raised in Australia, hence the Aussie accent. What can I say about the guy? I really like his work. I think he's a fantastic actor. Apparently, he's known for having a little bit of a temper, from what I was reading. Where is it? Oh, yeah, altercations. Between 1999 and 2005, Crowe was involved in 4 altercations, which gave him a reputation for having a bad temper. But I mean, come on. If you're a celebrity and people are trying to record you eating a salad or whatever, man, like, at some point you're just like, just fuck off. Just go away. So, yeah, I think the guy's a fantastic actor. And you know what else is funny? While I was doing the research for Russell Crowe, I found out that there is actually going to be a Gladiator 2. Which kind of blows my mind because I thought the first one ended pretty well. It's still going to be directed by Ridley Scott, written by David Scarpa, who is the guy who wrote the screenplay for The Last Castle, The Day the Earth Stood Still. He wrote a couple of episodes of The Man in the High Castle, I believe, which wasn't a bad show. So I like the guy's screenplays, and of course Ridley Scott is Ridley Scott. What can I say? He's a good director, except for. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a bit confused as to why they're filming a Gladiator 2. Top of the list right now for the casting is Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal. Curious to see what their roles are going to be. Returning is Connie Nelson and Jimon Hunsu. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I should know your name, man, because you're fantastic. I loved you in Blood Diamond, Guardians of the Galaxy, all of it. And apparently, this is going to be the story of Lucius. It says it up here, I believe. Following Lucius, the son of Maximus's love, Lucilia, after Maximus's death. That's as much information as we got right now about it. So we'll see where they take it. I don't think there's a want for this per se, but let's see. Let's see what Ridley Scott can do with this. And it's funny that I found this because it just so happens that at the top of my list, what I consider to be Russell Crowe's best movie, in my opinion, is Gladiator. Now I know it's an obvious pick. It was between this, A Beautiful Mind, and The Insider, I guess. All movies for which he was nominated Best Actor, and Gladiator, which he actually won Best Actor. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason why he won Best Actor for Gladiator is because, damn, he's really good in it. He plays a father who lost his family. Well, sorry, let me start over here. He plays the general of an army who's been gone for so long and hasn't seen his family for so long and just yearns to go home and see them again. When he's about to be granted that wish, it's ripped away from him, and he's sold into slavery and becomes a gladiator. And at the same time, his family is murdered, and he witnesses this, so he knows that they're gone and he has nothing to lose. It's a great story about vengeance. It's a great story about redemption. It's a great story about love to an extent. Opposing him also, if Russell Crowe's character Maximus was like an unstoppable train, well, the person opposing him, Joaquin Phoenix, is an immovable object. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is solid in a lot of things that he does. I'll probably do the same video I'm doing right now about him at some point. But yeah, like when these two are on screen together, you really buy that they hate each other. There's just animosity there, and you can't help but feel the tension when the two of them are on screen looking at each other. Not to mention, even off screen, there are scenes where Joaquin Phoenix's character is just thinking about Maximus, and he just loses his shit. For me, it's got to be Gladiator. Gladiator is his best movie, 100%. And now that we've given him something nice, let's give him something bad. So my least favorite and what I consider to be his worst work, Mr. Russell Crowe, is going to be a movie called Poker Face. Now it's funny because this movie is quite recent. It came out in 2022, and I believe this is Russell Crowe's debut as a director. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, he directed this movie also. Now, to be fair, the acting in the movie is not bad. It's Russell Crowe. The guy's charismatic. He carries himself very well on screen. He just knows how to convey a message. It could be comedic. It could be terrifying. It could be sincere, threatening. He's got it. The problem I have with this movie is just the story itself. The story itself, the pacing of the story, and the conclusion to it is just very strange. It almost feels like a screenplay that was written by a high school student, if I could say. So basically, rich billionaire gambler who's good with technology invites his buddies over for a night of poker, poisons all of his friends so that they can tell their deepest, darkest secrets, but at the same time, someone breaks into the house because they want to steal the art, so now they gotta forget about them being poisoned and band together to take on these crooks, but his daughter's hiding in the house at the same time. It becomes a hostage situation. It's going in so many places at the same time, and it's just it's too much, you know. It's the Spider-Man syndrome. Too many bad guys at once. So, yeah, to me it fell flat. I just didn't. It didn't jive with me. Didn't like it, and the ending for me also fell flat. So, I wouldn't say it's horrible to the point where you can skip it. I mean, if you're really bored, if you're on a cruise and you're in your cabin, or if you're on a plane, you have no choice. Yeah, sure, go for it. When I watch it on a Saturday night, hell no. But that's my take. And next up is going to be what I consider to be his most underrated work. And I always have this issue with the underrated titles because I feel like I say it's underrated, but to me it's not underrated. These are, AAA movies, good budgets, but every time I talk about them, people just don't remember them or don't know them. And I find that really strange. And for me, Cinderella Man is 100% that movie. For some reason, every time I mention this movie to someone, they don't remember it at all, or they don't know Cinderella Man, or they haven't seen it. And to me, this is just a really, really good story. And to top it all off, you have Russell Crowe leading it all, and he's just fantastic in the role. So he plays a boxer in the 1930s, who's down on his luck and trying to support his family. That's basically the gist of the story. More importantly, what's amazing about it is that he really pulls off the accent. Now, I believe he's playing an Italian American in the movie, if I remember correctly. But he pulls off the Italian American accent in the 1930s so well. Really good. Like, he commits. You know what's funny? Whenever I do these researches for these actors and whatnot, like, I knew Russell Crowe was Australian or had the Aussie accent. I remember when I used to watch a TV show called House. A lot of people know House. And the actor for that, Hugh Laurie, is from the UK. Did an episode on Friends. That's how I recognized him.
I'm sorry, can I interrupt? Here, I just want to say that you are a horrible, horrible person.
And it really blows my mind how these actors, like from Australia or the UK or Europe, they pull off the Western accent so well. So damn well, to the point where you'd swear, like, no, these are Americans or Canadians. But yeah, he pulled off the accent really well, and he has these moments in the movie where, so it's not just a boxing movie where it's a guy just fighting to earn money. It's also like a real character piece on his personality and his morals and what he believes is right. There's like two scenes in this movie that sticks out for me the most, and the first scene is when he goes into the club where that he used to be a part of all these successful men, and now he's down on his luck and he's working at the docks. And he needs to beg them for money. He goes in there, hat in hand, and explains to them, "You guys know me. You know how I am. You know how I work. If I'm here, it's because I have no more options." And you could see like he really had to swallow his pride and do that in the scene. Like, he made that believable. Russell Crowe when he performed that scene. I thought it was impressive. The other scene that sticks out for me was he comes home one day and his wife is scolding their son because he stole some food from a butcher shop. And what I really like about the scene is that when he takes his son back to the butcher shop to return what he had stole, and also takes the time to teach him a lesson. When I say teach him a lesson, I don't mean like give him a smack. I mean like to talk to him and explain to him why stealing is, not right and so on. But he also questions his son and finds out the reason why, what motivated him to steal, which gave him insight into what the kid's going through. Also, like it just has a lot of emotion. It's a lot of character pieces. Now the movie's not super deep or anything, but it does do human emotion really well, to make you care for this character and understand the trials and tribulations that he's going through. Those are the two scenes that really stuck out for me, and the fact that he can pull off the North American accent in the 1930s so well and deliver those types of scenes with such like gravitas. It blows my mind. So for me, absolutely his most underrated movie. I think I wanted to put this as his best movie for me, but I can't do that. I can't do Gladiator like that. No, the man fought a damn tiger. Give him a break. So that's it for me. I hope you guys liked the video. If you like it, please go ahead and leave a like. And in the comments, please let me know what your best, worst, and most underrated is. And also, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can get any more updates from me. I'm going to be trying to do these on a more regular basis and just open up the conversation with people to hear what they think about actors and what they think is their best work also. Thanks for clicking on the video. I'll catch you next time.